Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video that I'm actually doing for this channel here. I'm gonna be bringing you guys a special recipe. This is my world famous mac and cheese, but the world does not know it yet. This is a super simple, super easy recipe. I normally cook this dish for the holidays, but the family been wanting me to put this secret recipe out for them to also be able to help them as far as with their mac and cheese dish, and also to help you guys out as far as with your mac and cheese dish as well. This is something customizable, so you can take these steps that I'm giving you and you can follow those steps exactly the way, and it should come out great. Or you can customize it to your own liking as well. It's totally fine with that. But without anything else, let's get into this dish. All right, so this is some of the ingredients that you will need for this dish here. So let's go through each one of these ingredients. So I use heavy whipping cream, whole milk, stick of butter, cream cheese. This is black pepper, salt, paprika, onion powder, flour, Cajun seasoning, and garlic powder. I already pre-shredded my cheese already just to make this video a little bit more shorter than it needs to be. So I already pre-shredded my mozzarella cheese, and this is medium cheese, and I also cut up some mild cheese, so I put those in blocks. You'll see the reason why I put these in blocks here a little bit later in this video. I normally always pre-shred my cheese, so I'll just buy the fresh cheese and pre-shred it. You can go with, the regular pre-shredded cheese already in the bag. Normally with that one, it already has that waxy film on top of it. So I normally don't use that, but hey, if you have to use it, go ahead and use it. But if you really want that nice pull on your cheese, like most people do, go ahead and pre-shred it. It took me no time to go ahead and pre-shred that. All right, so guys, before you start cooking your macaroni, before you start preparing your roux, what you want to do first is start to prepare your oven. So you want to go ahead and preheat your oven. I have mine preheated at 400 degrees, because what we'll do is we'll cook it, and we'll cook it covered first for about 25 minutes. We'll take off the cover, and then we'll cook it just to bake it and get that nice crisp at the top. And that'll be about 15 minutes. So the whole dish should take you about, in the oven, it should take about 40 to 45 minutes, depending on what color you would like your macaroni and cheese to look like. But yeah, you'll definitely want to start off with 400 degrees first. All right, so the next thing is I have my shells here. So I normally go ahead and go with the shell for macaroni and cheese instead of the elbow. I know a lot of people like the elbow. You can choose the elbow, or you can just do the shell. I normally like the shell just because it seems like to hold in more of the cheese, holds in more of the roux that we're also going to be making as well. I feel like it sticks and binds together as far as with your mac and cheese better than the actual elbow, but you can choose either or, but I normally go with the shell. So the way we're going to start off with our roux is actually going to start off with bacon fat. I normally preserve the bacon fat after I cook bacon. I'll preserve it and leave it in the fridge. You can put it in the freezer if you wanted to, let it thaw out, however you would like to do it. We'll start off with about a good tablespoon of bacon fat into our pot. All right, so we got our bacon fat in the pan. What we're gonna do is now add in our flour mixture. And we are going to whisk. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit more flour into our roux for it to thicken up. And again, we got this on a kind of a medium-high heat. And it's all you constantly working the roux. And you're trying to make sure that you don't have any type of clumps, no lumps in your roux. You want it to be silky smooth. And for it to do that, you want your roux to continue to be worked by this whisk. All right, so now what we're gonna add, and again, it's about medium-high heat, we're gonna go ahead and add in our milk. Probably about half a cup of milk we're gonna add in here. We're going to continue to whisk this what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and turn up my heat a little bit. And what I'm really trying to do now, and what I'm looking for, is basically for my milk, just because we added in cold milk into this hot mixture here, what I wanted to do is try to kind of warm up my milk to the same temperature as the flour and the baking fat. So I don't want it to scald, so that's why I'm gonna continue to whisk. Also, that's why I brought up the temperature as well. All right, so next, what we wanna do is we wanna start adding in our whipping cream. So this is the consistency I'm looking for. Probably about 1/3 of a cup of whipping cream I added. And again, I have a small dish. I normally make this in a big batch. I normally make these in big batches, but today what I'm gonna do is I'm just only making a small dish just for us and for me and the family. So there'll be a small one. So this normally is not the normal size that I normally cook it in. It's normally a lot larger as far as with the portions and everything, but today I'm only gonna do a small portion here. All right, and that's coming up to just about where I like it to be at.
Okay.
All right, so I want to give you guys a pro tip. One of the pro tips I have here is with the cream cheese. If you guys are using cream cheese inside of your mac and cheese, what you want to do first is you want it not to come straight out of the fridge and then you put it right inside your roux. What you want to do is you want to just sit it out for a little bit to where it can get a little bit of warm temperature before you add it in there. If not, you add it into the cold mixture. What will happen is it'll start to curdle, and basically you'll have a broken roux. So to still continue that smooth consistency with your roux, you want to keep this at close to room temperature as possible. This one's a little bit more colder. This is the way I like it, because I'm gonna add it in little by little. So you do not want to add the full stick in there. And as again, we're only using a small portion, so this will not be the full stick we're going to add in here. We're probably going to use about half of this stick for it to continue to be a smooth consistency, but keep it at room temperature close as possible. All right. What I normally like to do, another tip for you guys, is I normally like to get it with my whisk. So what I do is I scrape it off with my whisk, a portion of it. And what I'll do is I will rub it in there. If you see that top part is now showing that this roux is getting thicker. So I will stir it in like this, just so that cream cheese again can have the same temperature as your roux. Make sure you scrape off the sides. And once that is melted in there, I'm gonna go for another slice. All right, guys, that roux is really coming out the way I would like it to. And now it's really has thickened up. As you can tell by the sides, it's really coating those sides now. So now what I want to do is start to add in my seasonings. All right, guys, so now the same seasonings that we talked about, we're gonna add. So what I went on ahead and did, and I went on ahead and lowered my temperature because now it's already at the consistency and everything is already cooked out. So now what I wanna do is start adding in my seasoning. So what we're gonna do is start off with a pinch of salt. We're gonna add in our black pepper. Onion powder. And all this is about a teaspoon of all the seasonings here. Nothing crazy, but you definitely want to make sure that you season your roux. So we got the garlic powder, paprika. It's going to add a little nice smokiness to the mac and cheese. And we have a little bit of Creole seasoning. I like a little spice in mine. I'm gonna just add a pinch because not everybody likes spice. All right, and now that we have lowered the temperature, we're gonna go ahead and mix in our seasonings. Oh yeah, this is getting really silky and smooth. All right, next thing we're gonna add, which is the last thing, is gonna be our cheese. All right, so what we'll do is start off with our mozzarella cheese. And I'm gonna just grab a handful here and just add it into our roux. Add another pinch here. And we're gonna incorporate that first, and then we'll add in medium cheddar. And now you'll start to see that nice pull from that cheese. And from there, we'll go ahead and add in our medium cheddar. Get a nice handful. We'll add that in there as well. And that will top it off with our roux. And now we have a nice cheese sauce. We're going to just continue to incorporate and work this in. Look at that. Silky smooth. Thing that you want to do is with your stick of butter, you want to go ahead and coat your pan with this butter here. So I take the stick, and what I do is I just kind of rub it in all the corners, all around this dish pan here. Again, I'm making just a small portion that me and the family can enjoy. So I'm gonna just get the sides first. This will help out as far as with your noodles sticking. And you want to make sure you coat it really good. And again, same thing I did as far as with the cream cheese, the same way I'm doing with the butter as well, is that even though it's sitting in the fridge, I let it sit out just so it can get room temperature. The reason why, again, is that you want this to be able to stick into the pan. So with it being super cold, it won't stick that well. But if you let it sit out a little bit, it'll be better as far as melting and coating the pan for you as well. So just make sure you want to set your product out, set your butter and your cream cheese out ahead of time, and also make sure you preheat your oven. All right. So now that's good there. We're still gonna use this butter because what we're gonna do is we're gonna start layering our mac and cheese first. So our noodles are already done. I already have those ready to go. We got our cheese sauce and we also have our cheeses. So now what we're ready to do is now, almost to the final part, is being able to layer this, and we're gonna stick it into the oven, all right? All right, so I got my noodles strained. Like I said, they're halfway cooked. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just add a nice flat layer first of noodles. Just like that. Get one more scoop in there. All right, I'm gonna set this off to the side. Next thing we'll do is we want to add in our cheese sauce. All right, so we're gonna add the cheese sauce in the bottom here. And we're gonna work that inside all the noodles. Again, that's the reason why I like shell, is because it's gonna hold that cheese sauce, it's gonna hold those cheeses. And I believe it binds everything kind of a little bit better than your elbow. All right. Next, I'm gonna just add a few cubes inside. And this, to me, helps bind everything. So when you scoop, you're getting a nice bind scoop of all the macaroni and cheese. So this will help bind. The cheese sauce is gonna make it real silky, but I believe these blocks here, these blocks of cheese help bind everything together when you get that scoop. What we're gonna do now is gonna add in our mozzarella. All right, and we'll go in with our medium cheddar. All right, we're gonna come in again with our shell macaroni. All right, next thing we're gonna do is cover our cheese sauce, or our macaroni and cheese. All right, so this will go into the oven. This will go in the oven covered, 25 minutes. And we're going in at 400 degrees. We'll wait, we'll uncover it. You guys will see what it looks like afterwards, and then we'll go back in for another 15 minutes. All right? All right, so we are 25 minutes in. This is what we're looking like so far. So now we went covered. Now we're gonna go in uncovered for about another 15, 20 minutes. And guys, this is the end result of the mac and cheese here. As you can see, I changed out the ceramic pan for the tinfoil pan just because my wife invited the family over. So I wanted something a little bit more disposable as opposed to the ceramic dish that I was cooking with, and used the tinfoil pan. Also, I ended up making another large portion of macaroni cheese for the family that came over. We had a good size of the family that ended up coming over. So I went on ahead and used the same exact ingredients, but just swapped out the shell macaroni for the elbow. Again, look at that pull that's on there. I'm telling you guys, you cannot go wrong with these ingredients here. It's gonna give you that creamy, cheesy macaroni and cheese that everybody loves here. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. Also share your comments as well in the comment section. Let me know what you guys do for your macaroni and cheese. What do you guys use? What ingredients do you guys use? What tips and tricks do you guys have? All right, I'll see you guys on the next video.